Hello, Neverwinter fans. Izatar here, and today I'm going to walk you through how I make Foundry missions using the Neverwinter Foundry tool. So the first thing we got to do is log in on our Foundry tune, and it comes up with a list. Yours will start out blank, but you need to say New Quest. There we go. So we are in a new quest, and we notice it has 3 tasks that need to be done. And the 3 tasks are: you got to name your quest, you have to fill in its description, and then you have to make a quest. So the first thing we'll do is we'll name our quest on the quest tab. Today we're going to make a quest called Bimbleberry Mead. And our quest is going to be meet our character, Bartox Bimbleberry, in the Verdant Grove. Learn how to make honey mead. That will be what our quest is today. And sometimes you have to click outside the window so that you get the triangle to go away. Now we have one task, and that's to actually make a story. So we go to the story tab, and there's nothing there. So first thing you got to do is make a map. And we're going to make our own map, a custom map. And there's plenty of indoor maps here, but we're going to make an outdoor map. And there's a lot of outdoor maps too. So many it's almost overwhelming. But today we're going to make a detailed map. That's one that has lots of trees or whatever on it, not blank. And we'll put it on the path fork detailed, large map. We'll give this a fancy little name. This will be called the Verdant Grove. Alright, then you click create. So now we still have 2 tasks. The first task is to add an objective, and the second one is to transition from Protector's Enclave or wherever. So we'll do that transition first. So we go to map transition, and there are 2 ways to do this. One is to leave overworld map false, and then you can pick a specific door someplace in the world to go through, or maybe it's a crate or a grate or something. Or the other way is to use overworld map. This is what I'd normally use, is use overworld map, and then that basically means go to a gate and it'll show up on the world map. So what's the first thing our quest is going to be is going to be meet Bartox Bimbleberry. This is our first quest objective. It's going to show up on the right hand side. And then where do we go? We go to the Verdant Grove. Alright. It's important that when you create your quest that you fill all this in probably right up front. You don't want to leave any of these blank, because you end up leaving those details out, and details matter, and every detail you miss, it takes longer to fix it than it takes to do it right the first time. So do it right the first time. So we now need to create a map, because we see this little triangle here. Create a map. First, it already knows the name because we already told it, and it needs a location. Now, this is just kind of role play here, but we'll say, you grab this little question mark here, and we'll say it's in the forest here someplace. And we'll give it an icon, probably forest icon. There we go. So it's right there. Okay. Alrighty. Now, we need some objectives. Add story objective. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to dialogue with Bartok's himself. The quest text will be talk to Bartok's Bimbleberry. And we need to give him a person, but well, we don't have a person. He doesn't exist yet, so let's go up to maps and put him on the map someplace. And put us on the map someplace too. So right here you can see the spawn point. It started down the left hand corner. It doesn't always start there. Sometimes it starts other places, but you can just pick that up. Pick the chest up. This is the final treasure chest. Get our treasure right there. And the spawn point where you first come into the game is this blue thing called the spawn point. If you look at the little flashlight symbol, that's what direction you're going to be facing when you come out. So we'll be facing down the road. And now we need to make an NPC. So these are our options. There's NPCs. We need to find an NPC in this huge list. This list is very large of choices, and they're all customizable too. So you start out with a base, and then you customize it. And it's just an unbelievable list. So we'll narrow it down with a male human. And we want somebody who looks like he's somebody who might like to make mead. How about that guy? Good old Seven Toes. Okay, we're going to need to change old Seven Toes around a little bit because he needs first a name. His name is going to be Bartok's Bimbleberry. And we're going to customize his look a little bit. So his costume, this NPC's costume is Seven Toes. And we're going to customize it, and it'll make a new costume that will be his name. Hopefully. Let's make a few changes here. So there are 4 things you can change in the basic mode, and then there's advanced mode where you can change almost everything about him. We're just going to change some basic stuff. We're going to give him a helmet or a hat or something. Let's see. How about that? Then he needs to have something a little more. He's going to be a druid. Or maybe a woodsman or something. Not a lot of choices for non-combat looking people, but I'll use this. Alright, now he likes green. We're gonna say he likes to be green, so we're gonna change all of his clothes to be green instead of orange. And we'll give him a different set of boots. Just because. A lot of silly choices here. There's a nice silly choice for us. And he'll have green shoes. Give him some regular pants. Make them green too. A little patchy. He didn't have a shirt on. Get a shirt. Just a regular shirt. Green shirt. Green stripes. And now his arms don't look so good, so we'll give him some. About that. Yeah. And you'll find that you can spend days and days just dressing up your little guys. But that's good enough for now. So we go back to the map, and there's our. He also has a pet. Let's give him a pet. This pet is an animal. So if you can't find something in the list, you can just type it up here, and the filter will find it for. Oh, look, all the bears. Let's see, he'll be this bear. Bartok's this little pet bear. Whose name is Belly Bear. Okay, so back to select different people. You just click on them like this. Go back to bar text. What is he? He is a contact. It's already been set. If you click show parameters, you can give him his initial animation, looping animation, usually when he's just standing there. And he'll be cheering us on as we can walk up to him. That sounds good. And then his little pet bear will be a little less. It's also a contact. Be a little less. Excited. He'll be a timid creature. Timid contact rather than a contact. Okay. There we go. So what do we have left to do? Does it say we need to make right? Place all. We've already placed Bartok, but he's not in the storyline. Remember, we left this blank, so we have to go select Bartoks here. Give him a greeting. Hello. Oh no, this is D&D. Hail and well met. And he knows who we are because he just does. There we go. Alright, so now it's officially a quest. We do have one small issue. We don't have any way to exit yet, but we'll put that in. Let's try it out. Play from beginning of story. We're only going to do this one time to play from the beginning of story because it's slow. I'll show you how to take a shortcut after this. Okay, so in the Foundry, this is not the actual game. This is like a version of the game, but there's only you in it. It's only one person and no other players. And you spawn right there, and then you automatically have the quest that you're working on. And you can see we did that right. It's meet Bartok's Bimbleberry and go to the Verdant Grove. And we have our little shiny path. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but we do. And that's just going to take us to the nearest gate because we used overworld map. And I would recommend doing that most of the time. It really avoids a lot of complications. Okay, so this is looking good so far. We have our little link that tells us that it's all working good. Little diamond up there. Press F to travel, and then Verdant Grove. There it is, right where we put it. And the first time you load your map, it's often very slow. And for many people, it'll be much slower than this. The faster your computer, the faster it goes. Alright, so this is our spawn point. This is what it looks like from inside. Oh, and there's Bartek. So look at that. He's over there. He's waving at us. There's his little bear. It's not a very good animation. We'll have to fix it. Okay. And my name is Foundry Preview. Would be whatever your character name is normally. And we didn't give a response, so that's it. Alright. That's the whole quest so far. And because Belly Bear was made a timid creature, if you get next to him, he kind of runs away. See that? Alright. Let's move on. Return to Foundry. You have to press the Alt key to get the mouse cursor to work. Okay. So, one thing we wanted to change was to make Bartok have a different animation since he's a little too excited to meet us. We'll just make it... He'll be cheering with one hand this time. Alrighty. Now, we need to give ourselves a quest. So, go into the Story tab. Go back to what we were talking to Bartok about. We can go to this thing called Advanced Dialogue Editor. So rather than saying continue, we can say, Bartok, teach me how to make mead. And then to create the next step, you click on this little plus sign. Click on that again. Now you can give him a separate animation, and he'll agree. Then that's his animation, and then it will go name. First, we will need a few ingredients. We will need a barrel of water, some honey, and some bimbleberries. Bimbleberry mead. Now you take and cut and paste that into a spell checker because there's not one built in, but we'll trust ourselves. And it will say, I'll go get the ingredients. Okay, so now we have our we talked to them. Now we want to actually go get some ingredients. But before we can go get them, we have to make them. Put them on the map. So, first thing we need to do is put a barrel of water. Just put a barrel of water. It's going to be already filled in for us. No, that's not how you do it. Details, barrel. And there are various barrels here. There's a good looking barrel. And we'll just put this barrel of water right there. Yes, it's a happy little barrel. And we also need some honey. Now, they don't actually have anything called honey. Too bad. They do in the item list. You can make an icon for it, which I'll show in a minute. But what makes me look sort of like a bee colony? What's the closest thing to a bee colony? I have no idea. Probably a sack. Let's go find a sack. Burlap sack. Here's a sack. Okay, so on this tree right here, maybe, we're going to end up putting a hive of bees. It's going to be a hive of bees. Don't laugh. And it's going to be usable in a minute, but first we have to place it. And then what was our third thing? Bimbleberries. So we need something on a tree. We'll just put it on a tree. Or do they go on a bush? Maybe they go on a bush. Bimbleberries, I bet they grow on a bush. A plant. So click on plant and uncheck everything else. Let's give you a list of all the plant choices we have. What does a bimbleberry bush look like? Sort of like that, I think. Yeah, that's not very good. Not too many choices. Does it look like a fern? I think it looks like a bush. Ah, does it look like corn? What do bimbleberries look like? No one knows. No one's ever seen it. Oh, probably it looks like flowers. Let's make them look like flowers. Bimbleberries are a kind of flower that we now know. Alright, so we can put them in the world like that, and then we need to go place them exactly. So we can go play map. And it loads again. And this takes a while. And this is a not the largest maps. The larger maps even take longer. So you'll usually have time to take a little break. Okay, let's go find where we put those in the world. Remember, so here's someplace. Where's that barrel? Oh, it's over on the other side of this rock. Where's the barrel? Barrel, barrel. There it is. Okay, so we see that barrel there. Kind of hard to see, so you can move it by enabling 3D, putting your crosshair on the box for it. Then to move things, if you see the color of those arrows changes when I hover over them, you want to just have one of the arrows selected, and then you can move it along that line. So I'll put it at the base of this tree right here. If you grab in the middle, you can do a more 3D move, but I don't have the skills to make that work myself. I can't imagine anyone who did. Alright, there's our, oops, there's our barrel. And then, what do we got here? A sack. The sack is going to be attached to this tree. It doesn't look that good, so we'll move it up again. Not very realistic, but you can spend more time on it and make it look more. You can rotate it. See all these three rotating things? We're going to rotate it around like that. And then like that a little bit. Translate up to the tree. There. That's a bee colony. Looks just like one, doesn't it? I think so. Then over here someplace are some flowers. I kind of lost track of where I put them. Where is the bimbleberry bush? There it is. Ah, what a happy accident. There it is, right where we wanted to be. Alright. So now we finish 3D. A little bug right now, you got to bring up the map in order to press this button, but click Finish 3D Editing, and this is a nice slow process as well, as it calculates the location of everything. And think. Think. Alrighty, it figured it out. So now we can return the foundry. And we're going to save right now. After you do a bunch of work, you want to save it just in case something bad happens. And it's saying these are outside the playable boundaries because it's broken. Because there's no Y. The Y didn't get set. Probably 0. And then for the hive of bees, it's probably like 12. 12 feet off the ground. We'll have to check that in a minute. Okay. So I just happened to get a build that doesn't quite work, but you get the idea. Alright. So now we want to have some items to go pick up. So the first item, so you make an item, go to the item tab, create an item, or click here for the first time. We need to get some honey. It just so happens there's a huge list of, these are just icons. This is all these are. They don't necessarily correspond to anything in the whole world except for just this picture. But this list is so big I can't even show you all of it. So we'll just, oh, look at that. Honey. Some honeycomb icon. Then we also needed to create a barrel of water. This is just something that's going to be in your backpack. That's what these icons are, what items are, backpack items. I think there's already is called a barrel, yeah. Barrel. And the description doesn't have to be the exact same as the name, but for now, that's what we're doing. And then, let's see, bimbleberries. Alrighty. Some miscellaneous stuff. It's just so many choices. Remember seeing, oh, there we go. Bimbleberries. Okay. So we now have 3 items. We have 3 objects in the world and 3 items to correspond with them. So in the storyline, we're going to say we want to interact with, there's only 6 choices that you can ever do. These are them. Generally, it's kill enemies or interact with objects. Everything else is either doesn't really work that well or rarely used. So we're going to interact with an object. That would be the items that we put, the objects we put in the world. We drag that right here, click on it, and it's going to say collect need ingredients. Okay, so now there are multiple ingredients. There's honey, and add a component. There's flowers, which we're going to call Bimbleberry Bush in a minute here, and it'll automatically change that. And there's a barrel of water. Okay. We notice that they aren't named right here, so Bimbleberry Bush. There we go. All right. That's that. So now the question is, what happens when you interact with each of these objects? They drop. Each one drops an object. Unfortunately, I'm going to just, since it only drops one item at a time, we're going to have to do 3 separate. Quick little save here so we don't lose anything. 3 separate interactions. So barrel of water. Let's change that to collect barrel of water. We'll make this one find some honey. The hive of bees. That's going to drop an item called honey. And interact with object again. Find some bimbleberries. And you're going to find them on the bimbleberry bush. And the bimbleberry bush is going to drop bimbleberries. There we go. And we'll go to the next step as we know that's all going to work just fine. Because it always does, sure. Return to Barthox with the ingredients. Can you just wave at us? Okay. Hello, name. Just get the requirements. All right. We have one task. Oh, I forgot. It says that it's on the map. The actual error is in the storyline where it doesn't have an NPC, so we have to tell it to talk to Barthox. Okay. Let's see what we have. But instead of playing from the beginning of the story, we go to the Maps tab and we click Play Map. It'll just play this map as if we'd already done the first part of the quest. And it still takes time to load. And if you see, we started in the last place where we were standing. That's a shortcut that the tool does for you. If you want to start at the beginning, you click Reset Map. This will start you as if you just came into the map. And oh, there he is. He's cheering at us. Hello there, Mr. Green Bartox. Teach me how to make mead. Honey, water, and bilberries. Okay, so we automatically get the golden trail here that will take us to the barrel, which is kind of sticking in the ground a little bit. We'll fix that in a second. Interact with it. Make sure we get our water. There we go. It's going to take us... Ooh, look at that. Take us to the beehive. You always got to test these things with halflings. Short people have a hard time reaching up high, but I'm sure that'll work. Now let's go over to the flowers. Look at that. Okay, now it says return to Bartox with the ingredients. And look at her. It's all looking fine. And the quest would be done right now, but we aren't finished, so return to foundry again. And what do we have left to do? He has to give us some meat. He's going to take that. And we want to, what should we do? Have him combine them into mead? Sure, why not? He's fast. Okay, so we need to create some mead in the items. We make another barrel. Honey mead. Icon will be a barrel again, but we'll use the other barrel, the brighter colored one. Bimbleberry mead. Alright, so when we talk to Bartox here, we'll advance dialogue that and we'll say, yes, I got the ingredients. Let's make mead. Required item, we'll say, we can only do one right now, so we'll just say it's the barrel. And then back to the storyline. Drops honey mead. He just knows how to make mead raw ingredients right that fast. He's a druid. That's what he does. Okay. Now we're done with our quest, except we're missing two things. We're missing our rewards, which I put off in the bushes over here, but we'll put them closer here. Reward chest will be in the kind of right here right now. And then we don't have any combat. Now there's two ways to do combat. One is to drag a kill enemy so into the storyline. So we need to put an encounter there. Well, we don't have any encounters. We need to make one on the map. So we go to map, go to encounters, make it something easy, animal. There are no animals. But we want them to be animals. How do you do that? Well, you make easy, no goblins. So usually pretty easy. There's layout and detail mode. Layout mode lets you treat things as whole objects, and detail mode shows you each item. Now these are going to be 3 sharpshooters, gnolls, but we don't want to be gnolls, or not, I mean, what are they? goblins. We want them to be something like an animal, so we're going to put on a costume. Animal costume. And what's a good animal to be shooting at us? Spiders. Spitting spiders. Okay, so first we're going to have to fight that. Well, you know, there actually are spiders. There is a spider encounter, so we won't make spiders. Spiders are silly. What there aren't. Is spores. Attack spores. Alright. So these goblins are going to be boars, because that's what I said. Each one of them is a different looking boar. Alright, so now we have, again, it says it's on the areas on the map, but it's really in the story. We need to give it an encounter. It's going to only have the encounter we just created, which are goblins, even though they're not really goblins. They're boars. And I'm going to go back in here, go to layout mode, give these boars, and instead of saying goblin, it's going to say boars. Alrighty. There we go. So that's one way to make an encounter, and the other way to make an encounter is just to put it on the map. You just drag it there. Put some wolves on the map here. I think that's an actual. Well, there's winter wolves and werewolves. This list. There'll be winter wolves. If we can find them in here someplace. I think they're easy. Winter werewolf. Yeah. Just want only wolves. I don't see one that has only wolves, so we'll just have to cheese it. And so we'll pick this standard battle. No, we'll make a standard battle. Okay, you drag that on over next to the barrel of water, let's say. Go back in the detail mode, and then that's a winter wolf already. And then there are some goblins here, but we don't want them to be goblins. We just want to have only wolves. So, but they're dire wolves. That's a dire wolf. This one's an arrow shooting wolf, apparently. Alrighty. There we go. Now, let's save that. This is more or less a completed quest. We'll play through it from the map anyway. Oh, we need to put in one more important thing. It's a way to leave, something to click on so you can leave. It's not necessarily anymore. It used to be you have to have something to click on, but sometimes it's just easier for people to have something to click on when they leave, so we will put in a cart. No, not a cart. Maybe it's called a wagon. A wagon? Yeah, a wagon. There's a wagon over here. Right there's a wagon, and then we'll put a nice little horse in front of it. There's a good horse. Okay. Horse goes in front of the wagon. And now what we do, we put that on the map there. Then in the storyline, you go to the map transition, and see how that says missing. We want it to use the overworld map, so it just uses a map. And then the missing is going to be the cart we just put in, or a wagon, sorry. There we go. And the last thing you want to do is make sure this doesn't just say go to next map. Return to Neverwinter. Wagon to... Yeah. Just go to Neverwinter. Something like that. You always want to check that out. Now we'll run through the quest one time from the beginning. And it takes a long time to load. And you see we're starting in the middle of the sky. No. This happens sometimes, getting a loop falling. Let's try that again. Hopefully we don't start in the middle of the sky. It's beta. There we go. Alright, we got our quest going there. Bimbleberry Mead. Meet Bartek Bimbleberry. Go to Verdant Grove. Follow the shiny path to the Verdant Grove. And we're loading again. Spend a lot of time loading in this game. Make sure we start at the beginning here. Okay. Take a look at our transition. Looks good. Oh, his name is Horse 13. But that's a good name for a horse. We like that. Hello there, Mr. Bartox. I'll go get the ingredients. There we go. Get out of my way, Belly Bear. Run away. Ah. Uh-oh. It's some sharpshooter. Oops, I forgot to give them new names. Sharpshooter goblins that look like boars, so just sit down there and die. I'm a guardian. I really don't kill stuff very fast. Alright. Not that great of combat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wolves. Wolves. That wolf's shooting arrows at me. Sharpshooter wolves. That's amazing. Oh. Oh. Drink a potion. Drink a potion. Okay, use your control space cheat. Okay, look at that. Oh, I'm a great slayer. Killed. And now we can get our goodies. our honey. We'll go over, get our flowers. Oops, the inventory's full. Sure it is. Looks full to me. There's no bugs. Okay. Got our inventory. We got honey. We got bimbleberries. We got a barrel of water. Go back to Bardock's. Get my way bare. Okay, he made us. Well, we should have, if this worked right, some mead, but we don't. Bardock's didn't give us our mead. Oh yes, he did. There it is. Honey mead. He was supposed to take the barrel of water. Oh well, we'll go fix that. Alright, so we saw like 3, 4, 5 dozen bugs here. First one is, these things are called sharpshooters. They should be called boars. And it's, let's see, animal group name, we'll call that. Animal boar. This is a wolf. Wolf archer. Yeah. And it's not right, an ice troll. It's actually some wolves. Okay, so give those things the proper names. Now, why doesn't Bartox? This is what you spend most of your time doing, is figuring out why didn't he take his barrel? Because there's no checkbox to tell him to take it. Which confuses me. Should be him. Well, looks like that's been disabled, or I'm doing something silly. To required item. And it's not here. Required item. It should say take required item, I thought. Well, it's beta. Looks like they changed that. Or I don't remember something properly. There's a lot of stuff to remember here, but there is no... Well, isn't that special? Stumped. Stumped. Oh well. Quest is over anyway. I just published it. So we'll play it one more time. Then I'll end this video. Low. reset the map. Hello, Bartox. Oh, they're animal boars, and wow, they shoot arrows. Pretty cool. Die. Oh, they're being mean to Belly Bear. Look at that, they're chasing him. You're bad boars. Bad, naughty boars. Yeah, it's all better. Okay. Uh-oh. Wolves. Well, these are some mean wolves. Take a potion. Control space, control space. Haha. I rule. And we find our special plants. Alrighty. Got all our ingredients. Wait a minute, me. You're the man, that's right. I am. Quest complete. Let's get our quest. Reward. Oops. Need to clear out your bags there, foundry preview. Alright. Oh, an unidentified item. Ding! So now you could just press Control F or F, I mean. Or you can go over. Go to Neverwinter. There we go. Alright. That's the process of making an actual quest. You'll notice there's a lot of fumbling around as you don't really remember everything because there's so much stuff to remember, but that's how it goes. Anyway, good luck with your own quests when this thing comes out for real.